Hi, I'm Dumble Dan from SampleLibraryReview.com, and today we're taking a look at Voices of Rapture by Soundiron. Voices of Rapture is a Kontakt player instrument. It includes all of 4 of Soundiron's operatic solo singers. Library downloads as 13 gigabytes, contains 61 NKIs. That's multi-sampled instruments containing many different articulations, including true-legatos for ahs and ohs and effects. There's ensemble presets, as well as 3,200 plus live tempo sync phrases, and of course, sound-designed instruments, as Soundiron are so well known for. It is compatible with both the full and free version of Kontakt. It loads right there into your Libraries tab. It sells for $249 US from Soundiron. Now, for the sample set, Soundiron recorded 4 separate solo operatic singers. You've got a soprano, an alto, tenor,
Ave Maria.
and a bass.
Et j'ai su les fruits de vos entrailles.
The multi-sampled instruments here contain true legato vowel sustains for ahs and oohs, as well as multi-syllable staccatos and some Latin chanting.
O Maria Dulcissima.
Now, these solo singer instruments were originally released as individual Kontakt instruments. However, since Soundiron has turned it into one Kontakt player instrument with all 4 singers, you now have combined ensemble quartet presets. Over the 3,200 live phrases in various keys and tempos are included for each of the singers. And these include vowels in Latin, French, some humming and whistling. And what's really cool about these phrases is each of them are set up so you can really manipulate them using real-time step sequencing. The tempo controls, phrase editing, and other features. Now, Low Library would be complete from the developer without them using their magic sound design skills to craft dozens of sound design instruments. These are atmospheric synths, drones, soundscapes, and my very favorite instruments, the soprano ambience cathedrals. These are organ-like sounds. Just are magnificent. I'm going to use these instead of organs for the next time I need that sound. Library comes with Soundiron's effects panel, so you can do some pretty wacky things, giving you lots of possibilities. Now, vocal instruments as a whole, you always give me a little bit of a pause. It's so difficult to make something that's sing-songy, that's playable as a multi-sampled instrument. I think the way that Soundiron has attacked these 4 voices with their legatos for the pure vowels, it works really well. There is a nice bit of legato when you play. It does sound natural, but I think you will need to get in there, and you'll need to use some CCs on your swells, your attacks, and your speed, and your vibrato to really pull off the most realistic kind of singing that you can. Now, that's not that unreasonable to ask when we're talking about mimicking the human voice. The phrases and the ability to jump back and forth with French and Latin and whistles, those were fun. I think those all have really nice sounds to them. And the step sequencing, although very powerful, it does have a steep learning curve. I definitely recommend you look through the video for the tenor in the description below that describes it a little bit. It also talks a little bit how the controls work in the manual, although it doesn't really give you a step-by-step, which kind of gave me a moment of pause during the review to go in and try to figure it out and learn it and figure out how to make it function properly, even trying to figure out what it did. So definitely need to have some time put in to understand how to use that. Some of the tenors that I played through, some of the tenor legatos, there was a little bit of inconsistency in timbre, and that's to be kind of expected. That's one of those giant hurdles in creating a vocal library with multi-samples. And that's one of the big things why I pointed out right away about using a lot of MIDI CCs for controlling speed and swell and attack and offset to get the most realism out of the library that you could. I think with this particular focus, the way Soundiron has gone about this, it is very operatic, and it does come through that it has a very traditional vocal quality, but with their expanded sound design instruments, it really offers up so much more than just vocals. It's a really great sample set and a bunch of wonderful instruments. Thanks so much for checking out the video. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you picked up any of the individual voices of Rapture? Are you thinking about grabbing Voices of Rapture as a Kontakt player instrument with the expanded ensembles? Please comment in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe. Love your support. And be sure to head over to samplelibraryreview.com for the latest news and reviews.